What is up, Bodyweight exercise fans? It's a nice early morning here in northern Greece. My face is dark as shit because the camera is still adjusting. There we go. I'm rocking what I call my grandma look. As you can see, it's a little bit chilly. So today I'll be sharing with you how I train to maximize muscle growth and minimize injury while taking you through one of my new favorite upper body calisthenic routines, which will also be part of our new program, Project Underdog. So let's get into it. By the way, if you're wondering what is Project Underdog, this is an 8-week program that has everything you need to build muscle, drop your gut, and carve a rugged, strong, and lean physique using only a set of adjustable dumbbells and a pair of gymnastic rings. So if you're looking for a zero fluff program, just the nitty-gritty stuff that works, plus expert guidance and accountability, then make sure you check out the new page that I've created below about this program. And do not forget to subscribe to the Underdog newsletter list, since we'll be starting soon and spots will be limited. All right, so starting with our warm-up, I always take my warm-up very, very serious. Not only is a good warm-up a performance hack, meaning, you can perform a lot better, get more reps in, so get the best out of your workout. It's also what keeps you injury-proof. I've seen a lot of guys who started with me in their 30s, late 20s, who trained like me, and they never respected their warm-up. So eventually they really messed up their body, elbows, shoulders, stuff like that. So warming up, really important. Yes, it costs a little bit of extra time, but being stingy on your warm-up will cost you a lot more stress and recovery time later on. So it's the smart thing to do. Normally, if I train at home and I just start very early after waking up, I like to do a more generic warm-up, which I've shared on this channel, some more mobility stuff to slowly wake up the body. Now, since I've already walked, I'll be doing something a little bit more specific. So because we'll be starting with a upper body superset, a pull push superset, I'll start with some really easy pull and push sets. Before that, I'll be doing one mobility drill, actually. This is what I call the hanging backward shoulder roll. And yeah, feels really good, so check it out. Okay, so we're gonna hang from our rings. Hopefully my mic is picking up everything. There we go. And from a hanging position, I'm going to slowly roll my shoulders back. Now, obviously you can do this standing, but doing it while hanging feels even better. It opens up the shoulders even more. As a beginner, you can also lean with your feet on the floor, because this feels quite weird in the beginning. You might not be able to get a lot of range of motion, but the more you practice this, the better it feels, the greater range of motion you get. So I don't always count reps here. I go mainly by feeling. You probably can't see a lot right now, so I'll be sharing on the screen some extra footage, some more close-ups of this mobility drill. Okay, and there you go. Now, as you can see, I have a pretty weird setup here. Normally I would do this workout at the park where I have access to a pull-up bar and I can hang my rings on a straight pull-up bar, or I can combine the pull-up bar with the dip bars. But just because more people train there, I don't want to be the idiot standing in their way with a camera and messing up their workout. So I've got 2 rings here, as you can see, 2 pairs of rings. I've strapped these straps, by the way, really cheap. You can find them on Amazon. I can link them if you want. But I've strapped these in a way where I can do pull-ups and pull-ups and dips at the same time. So makes things a lot more practical, so you don't have to readjust the rings every time. All right, so first warm-up set, we'll be doing jackknife pull-ups and incline push-ups. Jackknife pull-ups, great way to warm up for regular pull-ups if you're a little bit more advanced, but also if you're a beginner, because you can help more with your feet. I used to not think a lot of this exercise, but Coach John brought it up and I started reconsidering it. Kind of like it. I use it a lot for warming up nowadays. So here I will typically do about 15 repetitions. I prefer to do these on a bar for some reason, but the rings work just as good. So there you go. First set of 15 reps, and now I'll be switching to a 15 rep set of incline push-ups. Let's go. Okay, so next I'll be moving to band assisted pull-ups. Now, obviously, depending on your level, you want to adjust the way you set up these warm-up exercises. It has to be, the intensity has to be easy enough for you to scale up as you progress to your normal set. So this way, the way that I'm scaling the difficulty here works really well for me. All right, got my band I'll be using for assistance. There we go. This is a pretty old band. Hopefully it's not gonna snap in my face. So I'm gonna do probably something like 8 to 10 band assisted reps here. All right, so done with my band assisted pull-ups. Moving on to band assisted dips. Probably a set of 12 to 14 reps here. All right, so final super warm-up set. A few pull-ups and a few dips, and I'm ready to start my workout. All right, a few easy dips. Okay, so I've got my vest on, as you can see. Now, today's supersets will be something different, what I call max effort supersets, something we'll be also using in the Underdog project. Now, these are just like regular supersets, but you just extend the resting time both between exercises and between supersets. This way the workout takes a little bit longer, but you get a lot better results since you rest more and therefore you're able to perform at your best, get your max reps possible. This way you don't need a lot of volume across the week. You can do basically 2 of these workouts and you're covered for your pull-ups, dips, rows and push-ups, as you'll see later, and a few more exercises. So yeah, getting high intensity sets with full rest always works a lot better in the long run if you want the best results possible. You still don't break the time bank, so they don't take as long as linear training would take, but they are definitely a little bit longer than regular supersets. So let's go. Let's see, I'm looking for 8 to 9 reps here. Let's see, that would be a good set for me. 8 reps it is. So I'll be resting for 1.5 minutes and I'll be getting back to my dips. By the way, if you're more of a beginner, so you haven't been training consistently for more than, I would say, 6 to 8 months, then you can shorten the resting periods, okay? So between exercises, instead of 1.5 to 2 minutes, that I would recommend to someone who's more advanced, you can do something between 45 and 60 seconds. Okay, ready for my dips. So here, let's see, I'm looking for something like, a good set would be something between 14 and 15 reps. All right, so first max effort superset done. And now I'll be taking anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes of rest. If you're more, again, of a beginner, I would recommend anything between 1 to 2 minutes of rest. And if you're wondering why the shorter resting period for a beginner, if that sounds counterintuitive, I'll be getting back to that in a minute. Okay, so the reason you can rest less as a beginner between sets is basically because as a beginner, you're not yet that skilled at training really close to failure. Rest is done. So training to failure is basically a skill. Like the more experience you have, the more you learn how to push your body to its limit. Therefore, as a beginner, because you're not pushing yourself still hard enough, and this doesn't have to say something about your work ethic. It's just experience. You can train a little bit less, and recover enough. Therefore, there's no reason to take too much time resting, especially if you're in a hurry. So, getting back to my second superset. Okay, let's see if I can get 9 reps. Okay, so 7 chest to bar and 1 a little bit less chest to bar. I am feeling a little bit tired this week. Probably has to do that. I've been in a caloric restriction long enough now. I've been cutting basically since beginning of February. So what is that? I think 7 weeks or so, 6 weeks. I'm basically close to the end of my cut. This is how I started beginning of February, and this is how I'm looking currently. I'll be talking more about that though in the upcoming videos. And I am ready for my second set of dips. There we go. Let's see, aiming for 14 reps. Yeah, not even 12 reps will do. Now, normally I train a little bit heavier with these. So typically for my pull-ups, I'm aiming for something like 6 reps when I'm feeling good. And for my dips, I'm aiming for something between 9 and 11 reps. But the extra plates that I have for my vest were in a room where we're actually have someone over today. And I didn't want to wake them up 6:30 in the morning. So sometimes, you adapt as long as you get the workout in. That's what counts. By the way, the reason we only did 2 rounds for pull-ups and dips is because we'll be doing a final finisher pump round in the end. So more about that soon. Okay, so vest is off. I'll be switching next to one arm inverted rows and RTO push-ups. One arm inverted rows, definitely a favorite exercise of mine. I haven't been doing these a lot. Like, these are an exercise I've been experimenting relatively recently with. So unilateral training, really valuable. Again, if you're more advanced, it's a great way to experience newbie gains with exercises that are old. So that's a great hack with unilateral training, great for breaking plateaus. In this case, you're working more with your arm when you're pulling compared to a regular row where you're, using more your back. The reason being that your scapula has to be a lot more fixed in order to counter the rotation of your body, right? So you're stabilizing a lot with your core as well. That's another great thing about it. But yeah, because your shoulder girdle has to be a lot more fixed, it becomes a little bit more of an arm exercise. And yeah, I like that. So one arm rolls followed by RTO push-ups. Let's go. Okay, 5 reps with really good mind to muscle connection are enough for me. By the way, these rings are completely new, so they're very slippery. So quick tip for new rings, you can take a little bit of sandpaper and rub them out, so they're not slippery as when you first train with them. Another reason I'm struggling a little bit today with my reps. But you can also do the good old trick, just spit on your hand, and that's gonna help a little bit. By the way, nobody else trains with these, so don't worry. Maybe Coach John sometimes, but don't let him know about that. The other great benefit of unilateral training is that obviously you're training both arms in a balanced way. So everybody has a little bit of stronger side, mine is my right side. So yeah, building a little bit those asymmetries, also great benefit of unilateral training. By the way, rest here again is 1.5 minutes for advanced trainees between exercises, and 3 to 5 minutes between supersets, or a little bit less if you're more of a beginner. Okay, ready for our RTO dips. Truck here is being too loud. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's go. Fourteen and a half reps. I like to put a lot of mind to muscle connection here. So normally, I could do probably a few more, but focusing on really squeezing the chest as you're turning the rings outwards, leaning on your arms, instead of leaning on your feet. keeping your body super straight, like a plank, you know, knees locked, core braced, and really basically squeezing as much muscle as possible close in the chest, both in the chest and close to the chest. Really makes this work really well. You know, obviously mechanical tension is king when it comes to building muscle, especially when you're a beginner, but being able to feel the exercises, especially when you want to capitalize on calisthenics, makes a huge difference. So the way I like to play with these variables is, you know, I like to increase mechanical tension more, neglect mind to muscle connection a little bit, and once I hit like some good extra weight, for example, if I'm doing my pull-ups with a vest or my dips, I then reintroduce like more mind to muscle connection, you know, work on that for a while, then increase again the weight. So that's how I like to alternate these. So yeah, you can say that mechanical tension is king, but mind to muscle connection is definitely queen. All right, ready for round 2. Nice pull all the way up, ring to the chest. Oh, 7 reps, nice. Almost got a cramp in my hamstring. Okay, so the left arm is not only weaker, but I'm less stable due to my prosthesis. So normally I like to start with my weaker arm. So the left, you know, balance the reps with my right arm. Even if you're, you know, stronger in one arm, the second arm always feels, even if you're, let's say, even if I was stronger with my left arm and I started with my right arm, the left arm will always feel a little bit weaker in the second round, because, you know, you're not just training one limb at a time, you're training your whole nervous system. So yeah, I like to always start with my weaker arm, then move to the stronger arm, try to balance the reps. But today, I don't know, just because probably I was talking to the camera, got a little bit mixed up, but third round I'll do it starting with my weaker arm. Okay, ready for our RTO push-ups. Whew. Smoked. Nice. Really good chest pump. Okay, final round for our one arm rows and RTO push-ups. Let's see if I can get close to 6 or 7 reps again. Starting with my weakest arm, as I should do. Okay, that went well. All right, that was good. 1.5 minute rest and back to dips. RTO push-ups. All right, ready for our last RTO push-up set. Done. Whew. That felt good. Nice. 3 to 5 minutes of rest and back for our final max effort superset with a bonus finisher concept at the end. Okay, so lastly we'll be supersetting an isolation tricep exercise, what I call pike ring skull crushers. Probably have to find a shorter name for these, but yeah, these have become one of my favorite exercises lately, and we'll be supersetting that with a core exercise. I'll be doing kneeled ring rollouts, and of course, you know, you can adjust these to a more beginner's level if you're more of a beginner. For example, with the skull crushers, you can do these from a more standing position. The key is always keeping the ring as close as possible to your head. Maybe I can also name these pike halo tricep extensions. That could also be a name. You can recommend your name below if you want. So this is a more beginner's variation, and the one I'll be doing now is quite advanced. So I can really smoke my triceps with not more than 6 reps, I would say. So let's see. Oof. Oh, done with 5 reps. Whew. Okay, a little bit of a rest, and I'll be coming back for some core. So here, because we're focusing more on isolation exercises, your resting period can be a lot shorter. I typically take about 1 minute between exercises and 1 minute between supersets. Okay, this is another new favorite exercise of mine. I mean, I've done it in the past, but I never did it consistently. You know, in general, I like to focus more on compound movements, especially when I'm tight on time. But when I'm getting closer to a cut phase, when I'm leaning down, I find that adding some core work definitely helps in you know, those last stages where you really want to sculpt your physique. Okay, let's go. The key with this exercise here, almost forgot, is keeping your knees close to each other, squeezing your glutes, keeping your body as hollow as possible. So you don't want to, in any case, hyperextend your back, because that's probably gonna mess your back at some point. So yeah, keep a really good hollow position, knees together, squeezing tight, glutes tight, bracing your core as if you're trying to bring your ribs closer to your pelvis, and tucking your tailbone between your legs. Okay. Obviously, if you're a beginner, you know, you want to start with something easier. Start with a plank. You can progress to a 1-arm plank. After that, you can do the ring rollout saw. So basically, you can put your feet in the rings, be in a plank position, and, you know, move back and forth. And the later stage of this one, you know, is doing it from a standing position. But I'm not there yet. I never, you know, try to rush into things. This is already, I'm already feeling this in my core. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, second round, let's go. Oh, whew. Nice. I even feel my core really good with this one, just because you have to brace so much when you're in a nice tight pike position. So yeah, this is a really good core finisher coupled with the rollout. The sun is out, so no more grandma look. And this is going to be our last ab wheel rollout, since at this point I'm only doing 2 of these supersets. Later on I'll be switching to 3, but 2 are good enough for now. Okay, feeling these a lot better now. Very important to start with a good centered position. Oh, nice 10 nose to floor repetitions will do for me. Okay, so this is our finisher pump round, where you basically want to find a variation of your first 2 exercises that allows you to do 14 plus reps. The reason being, here we want to focus more on metabolic stress, which is basically that feeling you get when you work on higher repetitions and you get a really good pump. Metabolic stress, important as well for building muscle, for hypertrophy. Not as important as mechanical tension, meaning working really hard, anywhere between 6 and 12 repetitions. But I find that sprinkling a little bit of metabolic stress in your workout, especially as you advance more, does give your physique a more fuller look, so your muscles look bulkier, and yeah, that's one of the reasons I like to incorporate these as finisher rounds in this workout. So I am feeling pretty smoked, but hopefully I can do at least minimum worst case scenario 14 pull-ups. Let's see. So I think I did 13 chest to bar or ring to bar, and another 2 or 3 nose to ring. Okay, so that's yeah, pretty good. I'll be resting for 1.5 minutes again, maybe 2 minutes this time actually, and I'll be coming back for dips. Okay, so little trick for you here: the higher you place your rings, the less they're gonna play around, the more stable meaning they will be. So, you know, even though it's a little bit harder to get up to that first rep, anchoring your rings a little bit higher is a good cheat for being more stable, getting more reps. Okay, let's go. Let's see if I can get 20. Oh, 23, I think. Not bad. Whew. All right, so I am done for today. Upper body is definitely smoked. Again, this is part of our new program, Project Underdog. If you want to learn more about that, stick around for another 30 seconds. And until next time, keep on training. Quick reminder, Project Underdog is launching mid-April, and in order to provide quality support, we're only taking 50 people, so make sure you subscribe to the Underdog newsletter list in order to stay posted. That being said, here's what you'll have access to through this 8-week bootcamp. We'll be teaching you our complete training and nutritional approach. You get detailed diet guidelines and a complete workout plan, both customizable to you, access to our Underdog community and platform where you'll be getting weekly nutrition, training, form, and effort checks from both Coach John and me in order to make sure that you keep progressing. We'll have a weekly Q&A session to answer all of the extra questions you might have, and exclusive prizes. So if you want to build muscle, get rid of your gut, and carve a rugged, strong, and lean physique, all just by using a set of gymnastic rings and a pair of adjustable dumbbells, plus you want to be one of the first 20 people who will be accessing the program at a one-time 40% discount, my way to saying thank you to you, my loyal subscribers, then make sure you click on the link below, subscribe to the Underdog newsletter, and learn more about it.